Alright boys, what's going on? Not gonna lie, I'm actually outside for a walk today. I had to kind of mix it up, fucking routine got cooked again, but the quality is probably going to be fucking awful, but you know, we got to make sacrifices every now and again. Now, one thing I've been thinking about today, right, is if you really want to make it towards whatever goal it is that you're trying to get towards, you've really only got two choices, unfortunately. You either go hard or be rich. And if you're not rich, I think you know what path it is that you need to go down, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not rich, right? If you're also like me, broke, then you know we've got to put a lot of work in to get where we want to go. Now, the point I mean by that, right, is there's going to be a bunch of small tasks that you need to complete in order to get towards the goal that you're trying to move towards, right? Now, the issue with these tasks is they're boring, they're repetitive, and the worst part is there's no guarantee, there's no like streamline showing you that they're actually working, which makes it even harder to stay consistent with them because they don't really offer like a reward. So not only are they boring and like unrewarding, repetitive, but you don't actually have any evidence to show that they're even working, right? Like, I use the fucking example of the gym all the time. But let's say you're going to the gym for like 3 weeks. You've been going 6 days a week, putting in a shit ton of work, right? You look in the mirror, there's no evidence it's actually working. Like, sure, there's a little bit there. There's a little bit going on. But you can't actually, your brain can't conclude this will get me jacked in a year, right? But that's just because these things take time. And this is another thing about it. This is exactly why a lot of people quit. And it's a bit of a demoralizing way to think. I get that. But ironically, this is actually what makes it like a really good thing, right? Because younger me would try and get into something in the past and say, isn't there an easier way of doing this, right? This is taking too long. This is too much effort. That sort of thing. And then I'd quit. But the reason that's a good thing, right, is because if I'm quitting, you can bet your fucking tushy that 90% of the other people are quitting also. So what does that mean? That means just by staying consistent and persevering through the boring tasks, you've just eliminated 90% of your competition by doing nothing to them. All you did was stay consistent yourself, and you somehow eradicated 90% of your competition. Think about that. You are now ahead of like 90% of people simply because you stayed consistent for at least a month. That is why a high barrier to entry is actually a really good thing. Because before, I would always look for the path of least resistance, right? Now, the issue with that is if you get there early, sure, it might work. But it's going to become saturated. If it's too easy, everyone is going to do it. If there's nothing to eliminate the competition, then it's not going to be worth pursuing, realistically. Anything with a low barrier to entry just isn't really worth it, to be honest with you. There's a fucking car in the park. What are you doing here, buddy? Can't drive here. And now you may be thinking to yourself, well, come on, that sounds like a no-brainer then. Let's just do it. Just stay consistent for a couple of months or even less than that. Get ahead of everyone. It's just a fucking freebie. And yeah, it sounds like that in theory, right? Of course it does. But you're going to realize once you actually start doing it, staying consistent in the first few weeks is actually a pain in the ass, bro. It really can be. It can be a massive pain in the ass to just stay consistent. There's going to be so many days where you just don't want to do it. But that's what going hard means, bro. There's no way around it. I wish there was. I wish I could tell you some magic pill. There really isn't one. You just have to go fucking hard or be rich. If you're not rich, you better learn to love going hard, brother, because that's the only other option, I'm afraid. And the thing is, staying consistent on its own, that's not the only hard part, right? Staying consistent is one thing. The reason it's hard is because doubt creeps in, right? It's not just about doing the thing. You're going to start doing the thing and getting willpower, being disciplined. But one day you're going to start asking yourself, is this working? Is this even worth it? What if I waste all this time that I'm doing? I put all this work in and I've gone the wrong direction. Like we are terrified. We are terrified of ending up in a situation where we feel like we put in all this work and we've been walking the wrong way the whole time, right? We're scared of doing that. But if you've picked the system yourself, that is something you just need to not ignore, but just abide by. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge you're saying, you acknowledge the doubt, and then just say to yourself, but this is the path that I've picked, and so I'm going to persevere with it, regardless of what happens. And this is exactly why I set this 100-day arbitrary deadline. even though this isn't exactly like a 100-day challenge, this is going to be like a permanent thing, right? The only reason I set that deadline is so anytime I have the doubts, anytime those thoughts creep in, I can just say, well, I've got another 60 days to go before I make my decision, right? And then at the end of the 100 days, then I can start saying, okay, this is working or this isn't working, or I want to pivot, or this has taught me that I want to do something else. Maybe I'm not feeling it. But until those 100 days are done, I do not have permission to have those thoughts. I can think them. You can't stop what you think about, right? But I'm not going to give them any attention, is what I'm saying. So until the 100 days is done, bro, I don't care what thoughts I have. I'm going to push through and fucking prioritize it regardless. That's the whole point of setting priorities and holding yourself accountable for them. Is they're your priorities, right? You go through them. Now, another thing I just briefly mentioned was pivoting, right? Just because you've set yourself a priority, that doesn't mean that when you know it's not working and when you've realized, okay, this really isn't for me, I may have made a mistake, pivoting is completely fine. If you find something else that you think you'd rather be doing and you think is actually better for you, and you found that because of the journey you started, pivoting is totally fine, bro. You can do that. It's no problem. What isn't good is quitting, right? Never, ever tell yourself, oh, I'm not sure if this is going to work and therefore I'm going to stop. That is fucking loser talk, bro. I'm not going to lie. That is absolute loser talk because you're unsure you're going to stop. Nah, that cannot be tolerated. I'm afraid it really can't be. If you find another priority, totally fine. If you're doubting yourself, no, not fine. You picked the system. You did that, right? Now it's time for you to abide by it. Now it's time for you to stick to your guns and acknowledge that this is something that you chose and you believed in, and it's something that you want to see through. That's the whole reason you picked it in the first place, right? So how are you going to disrespect yourself like that? You can't do that. And I think another reason why it's so hard to abide by these things is literally just because of time, right? I made a video about this like a week or two ago, so I won't go over it too much, but we really are just so terrified of investing like a year of our lives that we end up wasting like 5, because we tell ourselves, yeah, I don't have a year. I need it now. I need to do it now, bro. I need success now. I need money now. I need everything right now. So I don't have time to invest a year. And then 5 years later, we look back on that decision and we say, man, why the fuck did I not just invest a year? Like, here I am still at the same fucking position as I was 5 years ago because I was too afraid to invest a year. And then you're going to do it in another 5 years. You're going to have this thought right now in 5 years' time, and you're going to say, what the fuck was I talking about that for? Why didn't I just put in the year? It's a never-ending cycle, bro. It's insane. It's absolutely insane that we keep doing that. We're so afraid of wasting time that we waste time thinking about ways to not waste time. It's the most ridiculous paradox you'll ever see in your life. But, bro, I'm so guilty of doing this, by the way. The only reason I'm so passionate about it is because it's probably how I wasted, I wouldn't say wasted, but it's probably how I procrastinated 10 years of my life away. You know what I mean? Just so afraid. I wouldn't learn a high-income skill. I wouldn't start this profitable YouTube channel or anything like that. So I wouldn't go to the gym. So I'd be like, years? Bro, I haven't got years. And now 10 years later, I'm like, I'm nearly 30 fucking years old with less than what I started with. Sometimes you need to understand the time is going to pass anyway, right? So why wouldn't you just make it something? Why wouldn't you want to make your future something you're proud of? And to do that, anything worth it in life needs investment. It needs time. It needs sacrifice. And the only thing you can sacrifice is right now. You can't sacrifice the future. You can't sacrifice the past. You can only sacrifice right now. So you need to sacrifice right now and start working towards the future. It's so easy to talk about. It's so easy to say, bro. But in practice, it's so much more difficult than it sounds. I'll be honest with you. There's going to be so many days where you just don't want to do it anymore, right? But I've noticed the days that I don't want to do it, and then I just walk through and do it anyway, they are the days where I feel the most accomplished and the most satisfied out of any days in the journey so far. The easy days are great. The easy days when I have the motivation, I just fucking tear through it. They're fantastic, right? But the days where I don't want to do it, I'm laying in bed and I'm like, man, I don't even want to get out of bed today. I don't don't want to go to the gym, which, you know, I'm not going to lie to you, it is pretty rare now. I'm actually in that routine where that doesn't actually happen too often. But when I do go through with it on those days, man, I walk out of the gym feeling like I just fucking benched fucking Arnie, right? I had a bench off with big old Arnie, and I fucking outbenched him. That's how fucking good I feel about it, I'll be honest with you. Now, obviously, like I said, right, being rich can let you circumvent a lot of these issues, but I don't want to say, like, just because you're rich, it's going to be easy. You still need to put the work in, right? It's just that being rich, you know, it eliminates most of the problems that you're going to face. Like, for me, for example, I can't just quit my job and go full-time, right? Because I need money. So imagine I quit, I go all in, a month later, I've lost like $2,000, I'm broke, bailiffs come around, I got no house, they take my cats, I'm fucked, basically I'm fucked. Like, and you know what, the money situation is probably why, for like my early 20s, it's probably why I procrastinated so much. Because I just thought to myself, like, why would I put in all this work if somebody with money can just, like, hire people to do everything for him, and then they get 3 times the reward that I would get with 20% of the effort, right? I mean, it's kind of just jealousy in disguise, but that literally was just complete loser talk from me. That is complete loser talk. Brother, if you aren't progressing yourself, why the fuck are you even thinking about other people? Who gave you the right to judge other people for how they do in life when you're not doing shit with your own, man? And I did this for years, bro. I did this for years, man. Like, the whole of my early 20s. I was just there like, well, there's no point. Because let's say I wanted to start like a fucking high quality YouTube channel, right? Which is what I thought about in my early 20s. I would just be like, well, look at these rich motherfuckers. Look at Iman Gadzi and all these fucking people, right? All they have to do is spend a few thousand, get a team together, sort a channel out, and they're fucking golden. They just go viral. They know what they're doing. I can't compete with that. Dude, that's just fucking loser talk. That's just copium. It's just a way to get yourself out of doing hard work. It genuinely, your brain is very clever. It's very clever at doing this sort of stuff, I'll be honest. And the thing is with investing money on these sorts of things, and to be fair, even time, like I was talking about earlier, investing money, investing time, we always tell ourselves, well, I don't want to invest money in this. I don't want to invest time in this. What if it doesn't work out, right? What if I choose the wrong direction? What if I go the wrong way? Man, what if fucking anything, brother? What if the fucking world exploded tomorrow? What do you mean, what if? What if what? Shut up with the fucking what if bullshit. I have stopped giving a fuck about the what if scenarios in the last month or two, man. Enough of the fucking what ifs, bro. Do you want to know the only what if I care about? The only what if I care about is, what if I wake up tomorrow and I fucking sack this whole journey off and I go back to being a dirty League of Legends grinder for the rest of my days, right? That's the only what if I care about. What if I become a fucking bum again? That's the only what if I care about, right? Basically, what if I became a fucking fraud, is what I'm saying. Like, then I'd be immensely disappointed with myself, and I'd fucking hate it, right? That is literally that. I'm not worried about any other what ifs, right? I'm not worried about any other what ifs other than, what if I became a fucking fraud? And if I ever become a fucking fraud, I hope you boys are fucking there to hold me accountable, right? If I come back to you guys and I say, oh, by the way, boys, I sacked off the challenge and all the uploads and everything else for 2 weeks because I wanted to go back and get diamond on League of Legends. But look, guys, I did it. I'm top 1% on the League of Legends again. I swear to God, guys, it was worth it. Dude, you guys better be in there in the fucking comments saying, bro, I'm out of here, brother. You lost a sub. Here's a nasty comment. Fuck you and your league rank. That's what I hope. That's what I hope you guys do for me, bruv. I'll be honest with you. But so far on my journey, one thing I just wanted to get right into the end of this video as well. One thing in this journey, right, after having all these thoughts, is like, the goals seem just a little bit more attainable, right? Now, it's still surreal, don't get me wrong. It's still surreal to picture myself, like, jacked from the gym, right? Or, you know, good at talking to women, I guess, or something, right? Or rich enough to pay for, like, my family and, you know, keep them stress-free. And it's still surreal to imagine any of that. But every now and again, I get glimpses. Every now and again, I get glimpses of it where I'm following this path and I say, wait a minute, holy fuck. If I keep following this, it's actually going to happen. Oh shit, wait, this is actually attainable. It's actually, things are in motion now. this is actually going to work. Like, and I'll tell you what, that's a very, very liberating feeling. It truly is. They're not like even fantasies anymore. They're like glimpses into the future. I'm not saying I'm psychic, but I can just tell the path that I'm following is like, these things are going to work out if I can just keep doing it. It's only been 5-6 weeks, however long it's been now. Man, just imagine the end of the year, bro. I'm serious. And you know what, man? Brother, I hope you get there too, man. I really do. I hope you get there too. Anyway, I have no idea how long this is because I can't see the timer on my phone, but I've been walking a while, so I should probably head back. Apologies if, I imagine the audio is going to be fucking awful, and I imagine there's probably a lot of wind in the background. But long story short, I got family over at the moment, so it's very noisy in my house tonight, and I like having a bit of privacy when I fucking waffle about these things, so I thought I'd go for a walk and just record in the outdoors today. So, it was quite nice. It was quite nice. If I had a proper microphone, maybe I'd do this more often, but I don't. So, anyway, thank you for watching once again, bro. Thank you for watching once again, bro. And, I will see. I had a late upload today. I had a crazy busy day, but I'll see you in the next. Peace.
Why that went off. Anyway, just an interesting science fact. Every test chamber is equipped with an emancipation grill, and you're better than everyone. For now.